Right now, Friday nights in Tuscaloosa are all about gymnastics. Alabama is back at home for only the second time this season. They're taking on a Missouri team coming off a big top 10 victory last week. It's Princess Night in Coleman Coliseum. Grab your tiara, put on your leotard, and get ready for some outstanding SEC gymnastics. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. We've got a top 20 battle here in Tuscaloosa tonight as Alabama hosts Missouri. Courtney Lyle alongside nine-time NCAA champ and 2008 Olympian Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, this is a Missouri team who had a huge meet last week, a top 10 victory.
They did, and they should be feeling so confident going into tonight. They have the routines, they have the skill. They really just need to build that confidence, which is exactly what they did last week, and I see them doing that this week. They have huge routines. They have a great coaching staff who has done an awesome job with really scaling and helping them build each meet.
Kennedy Harris was so big on floor. They needed a 9.775 to get the win. She came out with a 9.925 in floor to help Missouri top Arkansas, their first win over a top 10 opponent since 2016. They're going to be taking on an Alabama squad who had their season high score last week against LSU. They actually won the beam against LSU.
And you know what? That just goes to show how good the SEC is. And it is just a group of amazing teams, amazing athletes. Tonight is going to be a great night for gymnastics.
I don't know about you, but I am pretty excited to see both of these teams compete. Alabama, talking to them, they are so glad to be back at home. Maddie Desch will lead off the Crimson Tide on vault. They call her the spark plug. She is always ready to go for this Crimson Tide crew.
And again, being the leadoff, that's a very important spot. You are setting the tone for your team, and Maddie, being a senior, she knows how to do just that. Here we go, the Yurchenko full. Great landing. Lacked a little bit of amplitude. She definitely could have gotten a little higher off the vault, but overall, great start for Alabama.
Alabama starts on a strong note. Missouri will start on the bars as they are the away team. Alabama will go in Olympic order. Missouri will follow. Shauna Miller is going to lead them off. She competed on bars every meet last season for Missouri.
And again, being this leadoff spot, it doesn't matter what event it is, it's still such a crucial spot to be in. Shauna had a 9.7 last week against Arkansas. Let's see what she does tonight. Great handstand into her piked Jaeger, well above the high bar. She is doing a great job showing how Missouri is a contender, and they have been working on the little details. Final handstand, all she's got is this dismount. Wow. Well done. That was a great set, and Missouri really needed that. As I already said, building that confidence. That was a set for Shauna that she can really build off of, and the whole team can build off that.
Head coach Shannon Welker is looking for a lot of sticks tonight. He wants 50% of their routines to come with sticks. We'll see how many fist pumps.
And with sticks, that's right.
Yeah,
Here comes those fist pumps.
Abby Armbrecht will follow Maddie Desch on vault as Desch had a 9.775 to lead off for the Tide.
And here, watching her in warm-ups, she had a pretty big vault. Yurchenko 1.5. A little under-rotated. Looked like she really didn't trust her landing. Gonna take another look at this. Doesn't quite get the amplitude off the vault. You can tell she's a little bit far off the horse. Still ends up pulling it around. You can tell she's worked for that. She knows how to kind of cover it up, and that's exactly what you want to see in an athlete.
We'll head back over to bars, and Aspen Tucker, the only athlete competing in the all-around this evening. We'll see her first action of the night.
And again, Shauna having a 9.8 at the start. That is a very good leadoff. Aspen is all set up to hit another big score here.
We'll see 6 athletes compete in each event. They take the top 5 scores.
Beautiful handstand. Another Pike Jaeger, again, well above the high bar. All she's got left is this dismount. A little short on that handstand, right into her blank full, into a double back, but nails that landing. Great job. Again, Missouri is really showing that they are supposed to be here, that they can compete with these top-ranked teams. Here, her release. A little bit close to the bar, but you can tell she knew exactly where she was. Great job.
So we go back to vault. Abby Armbrecht came up with a 9.725. Lexi Graber into the Alabama vault lineup for Winter Childers, who is not competing tonight for Alabama.
And Lexi is a firecracker, as Coach Dana said. She is so powerful. Huge Yurchenko full. She normally does do a Yurchenko 1.5, but she had a little bit of issue a couple weeks ago against the University of Georgia, so she's lucky enough. She can scale that back to a Yurchenko full. Great height. Hikes it down just a little bit. She almost had a little bit too much energy there.
Only a freshman for Alabama, did not compete last week, but is back and ready to go. Coach calls her petite, powerful, quick, and sassy. Here's Brooke Kelly on bars for Missouri. Aspen Tucker, a 9.75.
Here we go. Again, another huge Pike Jaeger. A little bit of leg separation here. All she's got left is this dismount. Double way out, huge double way out. She could see that ground, and when those feet touched, she did not want to move. Really fought for that landing, and that's exactly what they want to see from this Missouri team.
Yeah, how happy do you think Coach Welker is so far?
He should be very happy and very proud of his team. They are really showing that they are fighting for every single landing. I mean, she is well above the high bar, sees that landing, gets those heels together. Great job by Brooke.
Well, back to the vault. Alabama's Lexi Graber with a career high 9.775.
Here we have Kylie Dixon. Again, great Yurchenko full. Tremendous height, tremendous distance from the table. Tried to control that landing a little bit better, but again, she is a freshman. She's still kind of getting in the groove of things. And you'll just see right here, well above the vault. Again, a little pike down on the landing, but she should be pretty happy with that vault.
Kylie Dixon moved up a spot in the Bama vault lineup as they are without Shea Mahoney. More on that in a minute, but Tia Albritton now will take the bars for Missouri. Of Brooke Kelly with a 9.675.
Beautiful release there. Bail from the transition. A little short on that last handstand, but you can tell she's really fighting. Overall, good set. A little things here and there. You could tell she let go a little bit early on that dismount. Definitely want to see a little bit higher, but Missouri is still showing that they can be here and that they've got the routines.
If Alabama needs a clutch vault right here, they're going to go to their senior, Nikki Guerrero. She's got enough spunk to do everything in this gym tonight.
And she has a huge vault. I love watching her in warm-up. You can tell she truly loves to compete.
Following up a 9.775 from Kylie Dixon.
Yurchenko 1.5. Wow, great job. And she knows it. I love her celebration. After she salutes, she's excited. The whole team is excited.
She gets fired up more than anybody I've seen.
Absolutely. And right here, just check out how high she gets. A little leg separation, but she knows exactly where she is in the air. With a blind landing, it is a lot more difficult. It's a 10.0 start value. She does a great job. Coach Dana's very excited. The team is excited. Awesome job by Nikki.
So much personality and so much caring for her teammates. That's that senior leadership. Tia Albritton on bars from Missouri, a 9.65. That'll bring us to Morgan Porter, who is battling back after a season-ending injury last season in the third meet of the season.
Morgan Porter may be battling an injury, but she's really trying to get back in the groove here. Beautiful release right into a shoot over. Very difficult combination that she does so well. Beautiful handstand. And a double front. Slight step. Watching her in warm-up, I don't think she took a single step on her dismount, but again, Coach Shannon said that she's really just trying to get those nerves out. She's been out for a while, so this is just another step for her to get confident and comfortable competing again.
Well, for Alabama, Nikki Guerrero, you wear that diva belt because she is coming off a season-high vault, a 9.925.
Amazing. She deserves that diva belt. The dynamic diva belt. I kind of wish I could wear it.
They have a lot of fun at these meets. When we talked about the Alabama vault lineup, we were supposed to see Shane Mahoney. She was tweaked an ankle in warm-ups on the floor.
She did, but
so they're only vaulting 5, so these will stick for Alabama.
That is a risky move, but Dana has all the faith in her team and knew that they would come through and pull together, and that's exactly what they did.
Alabama comes through with a 48.975 on vault. We still have Madeline Huber to go on bars for Missouri. Morgan Porter with a 9.75.
Huber here going to be our anchor for the Missouri team. They really could use a big score, and she has the capability. Good first handstand into her release. Beautiful Jaeger right into a bail. Again, all she's got is this dismount. Great handstand. Into a double layout. Sticks that landing. That is exactly what Missouri needed.
Madeline Huber, the junior out of St. Louis, coming up with a big bars routine to anchor the Missouri bars lineup. When we come back, Aspen Tucker, we mentioned the only all-around competitor tonight. We'll introduce you to her athletic family on the other side. Women's college gymnastics is brought
in the major leagues. I want to say like 14 years, not 100% sure. I feel like we're both really determined, and it just like pushes us to do better. Just like the atmosphere of like wanting to do good for other people also. He says that it's hard just to like be in the stands and not be able to do anything because like it's not something he can help me with, but just to like be nervous and like know that I can do okay. But still in the back of his head, it's like he wants to help, but he can't. Normally our conversation is just to like stay calm and like you know what you're doing, so just go out there and do it and make sure like you put all your effort into it and don't leave anything behind.
Aspen Tucker, only a sophomore for this Missouri team, but already finding success competing on vault and bars for Missouri. Welcome back inside Coleman Coliseum. Courtney Lyle and Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, your dad was in the stands watching you when you competed. So what does it mean to have a parent who's right there cheering you on?
It's definitely special. I think every athlete can tell anyone that it's super important to have their family, to have that support. My dad was one of the loudest, you could never miss that man in the crowd. He was always the best dressed, well-decorated individual. But I think being a parent, it's got to be hard to watch your athlete, watch your child out there, and you can't help them,
right,
and you can just cheer in those stands.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a family environment that Alabama is wanting to build here in Tuscaloosa as well. Alabama, it is Princess Night. They did this last season. It was a great turnout, and so they're doing it again. But just to get the families to come out and watch some great gymnastics.
It is, and they're giving away tiaras. I mean, who doesn't want to dress like a princess and wear a tiara? I know I love to. I've got my tiara up there. It's just an awesome night, again, to have the families come out and support not just the university, but the gymnastics team and the SEC as a whole.
Yeah, last season, Alabama averaged over 12,000 in attendance, and they are on that path this season. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are almost ready for rotation 2. Missouri heading to the vault. Shauna Miller will lead us off for the second event, and then we'll get to see the beautiful and elegant Kiana Winston on bars for Alabama when we come back to Friday Night Heights. Switch has been made here in Tuscaloosa. We are getting ready to see Missouri compete on vault. Alabama will move to the bars. Alabama holding 0.2 of a point lead right now over Missouri. It's going to be Shauna Miller leading things off for Missouri. The first 2 events she leads off this Missouri Tigers crew. Exactly.
So Coach Shannon definitely has a lot of trust in her. Here we go with a big Yurchenko fall. Great job. She had a 9.825 last week against Arkansas, so I'm expecting a big score this week.
This is the same vault lineup Missouri is using that they used last week, and leading off for Alabama, Ari Guerra. She has dealt with injuries throughout her career. They call her a miracle athlete.
Back injuries and gymnastics do not go hand in hand, and they are extremely hard to come back from. But she is a trooper. She is a competitor. She wants to get back in the lineup, and she's doing that tonight. Very aggressive first handstand. Beautiful Jaeger. Ari is a very aggressive bar worker. She really wants to nail every single skill. Final handstand. Oh, she's got this dismount and a double layout. Wow. That was a great set. That was a great start. That was a great routine. In this dismount. Again, aggressive on those giants, leading into this huge double layout, sees that ground. I love that she gets her heels together as soon as she lands. No deductions on that dismount.
Beautiful. Her season high is a 9.9. That'll bring us to Morgan Porter following up Shauna Miller, who had a 9.75 to lead Missouri off on vault. Porter, the 2016 SEC Freshman of the Year, coming back from that injury.
Great job. You can tell she's a little tentative to land on that ankle full blown, but all around great job for Morgan. Right here, Yurchenko full. Great job.
Angelina Jean Roach will get her first look at bars this season for Alabama. Remember, Winter Childers not in the lineup for Alabama. They're letting her rest this week.
And this is a great opportunity for Angelina. This is what Dana really wants, is to let these athletes have that opportunity to compete.
It's important to build that depth right now.
It is, and she is doing a great job so far. Just 30 seconds to get back on that bar, and let me tell you, those 30 seconds seem like an eternity, and you want them to go as fast as possible.
She's only competed in exhibition on bars for Alabama this season.
And this is a great learning curve, learning experience for any athlete. You can. Coach Brian Urshela gonna assist her up on the bar. You see her taking that deep breath. So she had 30 seconds from the time her feet hit the mat to get back on that bar. Beautiful pack. Into a half pirouette. All she's got left is the dismount. Double layout. Great job. It's all about being able to have a mistake and come back from it. And if we take a look here, you can tell she's the wrong way over the bar. She was doing her clear hip and just lost the momentum. And once that happens, it is very hard to get it back.
She's already having to work back from an injury in the preseason before last season, set out last season. Now trying to work her way back into that Crimson Tide lineup. Madeline Huber on vault now for Missouri after Morgan Porter a 9.75, her season high.
Great job by Madeline. Again, showing that she's a competitor. She had a little wonky landing in warm-up that she struggled a little bit from coming back from, but she is a gamer, she is a competitor. Right here you see she gets great height, distance, sees the landing, a little bit of a pike down, but overall great vault.
Lexi Graber is going to step in on bars for Alabama. We mentioned Shea Mahoney was scratched from the lineup after warm-ups for this meet. So Lexi Graber has been inserted in her spot.
And this is what it's all about, being a team, is having your teammates back, knowing that if something doesn't go as planned, someone can fill in for you.
Angelina Giancroce with a 9.125, so they will look to drop that score.
Great ginger. You can see Shea is cheering her on. She wants her to do well. She knows she can do well. And Lexi is proving herself here. All she's got left is the dismount. Half and half out. Great job for being a fill-in. Overall, that's pretty good.
Only a freshman able to step up when her team needed her at the last minute just before the meet to come in with a great beam routine.
And it just shows she is a gamer. Great dismount, a little bit of leg separation. And here we see Shea, so happy for her teammates, along with Winter. You can see the excitement. It's so awesome to see your teammates not only cheer for you when they really want you in the lineup or when you take their spot.
Kennedy Harris now on the vault for Missouri.
Again, another beautiful Yurchenko full. Shannon's done a really good job with this vault lineup of improving the little things, the small minor details that you might not think about all the time. Great height, a little bit piked down again, but you can definitely see that they've been working on their landings and it is showing.
Madeline Huber before Harris had a 9.825, but we mentioned Graber. She gets the belt, a 9.9 on the bars for the freshman.
What a way to start a bar routine and lineup. And right here, Kylie Dixon, she is 5'8". And you would never know because she is a beautiful bar worker. And you are gonna see she has one of the highest releases, well above the high bar. Wow. Showing that she also competed internationally. She knows how to compete. Great dismount. Too much power. I don't know how many people have too much power at the end of their bar routine, but Kylie sure does. Again, I can honestly say I think her release is the highest in NCAA. I mean, wow. Well above the high bar. Turns that Tkachev over so beautifully. And I love how Kylie has straight arms, straight legs, pointed toes. Little hop on the dismount.
Here's Aspen Tucker.
Again, another Yurchenko full for Missouri, but they are being very clean. And that is exactly what they want to do. It's so much better, especially at the beginning of season, to get that confidence, get that clean confidence in everything.
Kiana Winston now will step up and take to the bars.
And she is beautiful on bars. If I had to pick an event for Kiana, I'm pretty sure I would pick uneven bars.
Riley Dixon with a 9.75 before her. I asked Kiana yesterday, what's your biggest difference as a senior compared to a freshman? And she said, I talk now. That confidence is there.
I'm sure my teammates wish that was the case with me. Beautiful pack. She is just an absolutely gorgeous gymnast to watch. Her toe point, her leg extension. All she's got left is this dismount, and this is a beautiful double layout. Sticks that landing. Give her the diva belt. Yep. That's right. Give her the belt. Well deserved. She is truly a special athlete. Dana Harp, she is just an incredible worker inside and outside the gym.
Alabama, the football team, has an interception belt. So Dana Duckworth said, we got to find something. And she Googled this and
ordered it.
Dynamic diva belt, done. Here's Brittany Ward to end the Missouri vault lineup.
And Brittany had a little bit of trouble in warm-up, and you can tell she's just not her confident self. And it might just be because it's a little early, but it's a blind landing. It is a very difficult vault. But again, it's still very early in season. Shannon Welker talking to her, letting her know it's okay. It's still early. This is a learning curve for everyone.
Mac Brannon will follow Kiana Winston, who had a 9.85.
Another tremendous bar worker. Beautiful handstand.
Yeah, you see the green bows in her hair. Her brother is battling a very serious type of lymphoma, stage 4, and they are supporting him with the green bows.
And I think that just goes to show how close they are as a team, supporting her and her family. All she's got left is this dismount. Double land. Great job for Mackenzie.
That will end the Alabama bars lineup, and Alabama transitioning the bars. Dana Duckworth likes what she sees from this Crimson Tide crew. They're back at home and feeling good against Missouri. So the Crimson Tide up by .425 after rotation 2. Well, there was a big meet going on. Oklahoma and Florida battled. Bart and Kathy were there to see it, and they'll show us how it went down.
It was expected to be the point gets the victory over the reigning national champions, the Oklahoma Sooners. Hi everybody, I'm Mark Connor along with Cassie Johnson-Clark, and this meet turned out to be an anything you can do, I can do better. We witnessed some remarkably great gymnastics
We
tonight.
saw some amazing performances from both teams. That's the positive of this meet. With her ability to find those landings time and time again, huge high flying, exciting gymnastics, always punctuated.
And that 39.775 ties her with the highest.
It's the hardest vault in the country, and the judges rewarded it. The same kind of exciting routine on the uneven bars. Didn't quite get the landing here.
And it all came down in the final rotation to Alyssa Bauman. Would she score enough to get the victory over the Sooners?
It came down to this last landing and stepped forward, but the judges rewarded her.
And the final score, a thrilling night in front of a second sellout crowd in a row for the Florida Gators. What a night of gymnastics.
A big night for Florida indeed. But when we come back, Kennedy Harris had a big night last week on floor. She won floor last week against Auburn. Nikki Guerrero, a season high against LSU on beam. She to beam, and they have a very talented mind when it comes to the beam, leading them in their head coach, Dana Duckworth. Let's take you back to the 90s, shall we? The 1992 and 93 NCAA beam champion for Alabama. How about that, Leo?
That is something else. Definitely a little old school.
But just incredible for athletes to come here and be able to work with her on the beam. I got to watch her yesterday working with her beam team, and it was impressive.
She really does she truly loves beam, and it shows with her athletes. It shows how passionate she is and how passionate her athletes are about the apparatus. I always say balance beam, it's a make or break event. It's 4 inches wide. It can either work you or you can work the beam, and I think Dana has done such a good job with this team of learning that the beam is your friend. You should love the beam, treat it with care. And you can tell, I mean, she loves beam, and hey, if Alabama is gonna own an event, I would say they own beam.
Well, last week against LSU, they beat LSU on beam with a 49-3-5.
That is a great beam score, and I can only see it going up from here.
Leading things off for Alabama, Peyton Ernst is going to lead off this group. This is the third meet she's led off on beam for Alabama.
She is, and again, I know I've already said it, but being the leadoff, it is a very important spot. But being the leadoff on beam, it is an even more important spot just because, again, you are setting the tone for this team. If you hit your routine, your teammates are going to say, hey, if she did it, why can't I? And again, you see Dana giving her a little pep talk. She gives all of her athletes little one-liners, I'm sure, and it definitely helps.
Ernst originally started her career at Florida, now at Alabama, and tomorrow is her birthday.
Well, happy early birthday, Peyton. And she is absolutely gorgeous on balance beam. Required full turn right here. Handspring layout, step out, just absolutely gorgeous.
Coach Duckworth called her the calming factor on this team for beam.
I would have to agree with her. She makes beam look so effortless. And that does happen. Again, having a fall. So that will be a 5/10 deduction. Will not take away from her start value. But there is no possible way for her to get a perfect 10 on this beam routine anymore.
She's dealt with some injuries throughout her career, had to battle through 3 shoulder surgeries.
She's got bionic shoulders nowadays. Round off double. You can tell that the fall definitely shook her up just a little bit.
So Missouri will compete on floor now, and it will be Allison Bauer leading off the Missouri floor lineup.
She got a 9.825 last week against Arkansas, which is a great score to start off with. Again, talking about how they have so many returning routines. She is a junior. She knows how to compete. And I love the floor exercise because it really gives athletes the opportunity to show off, not just huge tumbling, double pike right there. Stepped out of bounds. 10th off.
In her first 2 years with Missouri, she competed on bars, beam, and floor. We actually got to see her on vault this season. Did not do it last week or this week.
Here, her second pass, 1.5 front layout. Great control on that pass. Again, it's still early in season. Floor routines are not the easiest thing. I love when people say they get easier. No, they don't. Really getting into her routine here. She's got one final pass. Double tuck. Great job. Does not move her feet on that one. Great job. A little too much power on that first pass. You're gonna see she ran almost a little too far. Double pike and just over-rotated. So that's actually gonna be 2/10 off for both feet out. And then here's her middle pass, round off 1.5 front layout. Great control on that one. It's always better to have too much power and not enough.
Next up on floor on beam for Alabama, we're going to see Mary Nicholson. Peyton Ernst with a 9:05. Excuse me, this is Alonza Cloffer, for Alabama on beam.
And coming after a fall, you have to really get your mind right and know that you can do it. And I know that Dana really wants these athletes and wants her girls and to know that they can make these routines, not just hope.
Cloffer made her beam debut last week with a 9.7 against LSU.
Right here, handspring, layout, step out. So now Alabama will have to count a fall, which is not something that you want to do, but again, it does happen. Switch leap to her dismount, which is side aerial, back fold.
Keep in mind, no Winter Childers, who is a beam competitor for Alabama.
Right, and things do happen, lineups do change, and I know I've said that this will be a learning experience, but right here you see she goes handspring, layout, step out, and just her hips are off. Couldn't really save that one, and right here, side aerial into the back layout. Good finish though.
For Missouri on floor, Allison Bauer with a 9.625. Here's Mary Nicholson on floor for the Tigers.
And last week again, she had a 9.825. She is so fun to watch on floor.
It's different when you're doing floor at someone else's arena too.
It is. It totally is. And you really have to just focus on yourself. She had a great first pass there, round up 1.5 front layout. You almost have to show it off a little bit more when you're not in your home crowd. Again, floor exercise is the perfect event to show off your personality. Have fun. Dance around, flip around. A little bit of everything on floor exercise. Here she is gearing up for that second pass. Round off Rudy. She's a front 1.5 twist. Great job. Great set. Here with her first pass. A round off 1.5 front layout. A requirement for the floor exercise is to have a 2 salto connecting pass. So you're going to see a lot of 1.5 front layouts and a lot of front full fronts.
Alonza Cloffer's score came in as a 9.225. That was higher than Peyton Ernst, so that one will count as first 2 beam routines falls for Alabama.
And here we have Abby Armbrecht, and Dana said if there could be an award, it would be the most improved. And that's saying something. That means something. And here she is showing She is confident on that balance beam. A beautiful front aerial into her beat jump. Showing off her artistry. Good full turn. Definitely getting into her groove here. Keeping her rhythm going. Handspring layout, beautiful job. This is exactly the routine that they need to get this Alabama team back. Beautiful jump connection right there. All she's got left is this dismount. Right here, round off. 1.5. Small hop, but definitely a routine that Alabama needed. She should be really, really, really proud of that routine. I'm sure Coach Dana is also very happy for her. Handspring layout. Beautiful job. And again, ending with this round off 1.5 twist. Small hop, but overall, after coming off of 2 falls, it is really hard to get back into that and really get back into those hit beam routines, and she did a great job.
Yeah, not let it get in your head, too, after watching the first 2.
It can definitely be a mind game.
Nicolette Turner now on the floor for Missouri after Mary Nicholson with a 9.825 for the Tigers.
Nicolette did not compete floor last week, so she is getting into that floor lineup. Here she goes with her first pass. Again, another requirement, round up 1.5 front layout.
This is her first appearance of the season for Missouri.
And that is very exciting. You want to get in that lineup any way you can, and this is a perfect opportunity for her to prove herself. Beautiful jump. Here she goes, getting ready for her second pass. I love when the teammates are standing behind the corner cheering them on. Round off double pike. A little short there. Didn't quite have that rotation on that double pike. You can tell she's a little bit tired.
She's battled injuries throughout her entire career. A junior now for Missouri.
Right here. Double pike just doesn't have enough oomph to get that around. Hope those ankles are okay.
Well, on beam for Alabama, Abby Armbrecht had a 9.8, so a good rebound for the Tide as Lexi Graber steps in.
You're gonna have to count that 9.225. And again, Lexi is a firecracker. And on beam, she's gonna have to really learn how to control all that energy. Handspring. I'll call that a layout.
She had a big smile on her face afterwards.
She did.
She had some unexpected ankle surgery, so that's really kind of set her back on where she wants to be for this program.
And again, gaining confidence on the balance beam. It comes with the reps in the gym, being in the beam lineups. It's a perfect opportunity for Lexi to get out there and prove to Dana that she can be in the lineup. Beautiful front aerial to scale. All she's got left is that dismount. Even having some fun on the balance beam.
A little personality.
Gearing up for this round off. Double twist. Great job. Again, another routine that Alabama really needed right now. They don't need to be perfect, but they need to be clean at this point. Right here, her handspring. Layout 2 feet. Big smile at the end. She knew that one was good. Here into her front toss into a scale. Very unique beam routine for Lexi.
McKaylee Turner, a 9.175 for Missouri on floor. That brings us to Brooke Kelly. Their average this season on floor, a 9.7. Her average, a 9.775.
Gearing up for this first pass. Double pike, great job on that landing. Again, Missouri doesn't have to be perfect, and as an athlete, you want to do everything in your power to be perfect, but they really just need to get that confidence, be clean with their all-around routines. Having a lot of personality in this floor routine here. Here, round off, double tuck, another great landing.
Kelly had to rebound really big after a tough outing at Auburn. She had an 8.925, but turned things around against Arkansas, a 9.775.
And that is so important to have athletes be able to turn that around and not let it dwell. Stick with them. You gotta toss that to the side and know you're better. Last pass here, front layout, front full. Did put her knee down. It's gonna be a 0.5 deduction. Again, it's early in season. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and I think it's super important for these girls and these athletes to understand that you gotta build off of something. So here, taking a look at this last pass, she just didn't have enough gas and just didn't quite get that full all the way around.
Lexi Graber on beam for Alabama, a 9.825, and here is Kiana Winston. Winston already a two-time SEC Specialist of the Week. Just beautiful to watch her. I don't know how she floats in the air.
I have no idea, but she does it perfectly. She just has such grace and elegance on this apparatus. Front aerial into a back handspring.
So comfortable.
She is, and I think that that is such an important quality to be, is comfortable on that balance beam. Showing off her flexibility.
You ask her coaches and her teammates, and she competes for them.
And you can tell she does. When she has a mistake, she knows it, but she also knows that she can compete and do so well for not just her, but for her team. Huge dismount, double tuck. Wow. Her team asked and she delivered. Great routine for Kiana. She should be very, very happy with that.
Her highest score so far on beam is a 9.9.
You see that diva belt? She is good to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful artistry. Shows off her flexibility. And this dismount, this is the hardest dismount in NCAA. Double tuck, sticks it. Great job. You see that smile at the end.
5 big sticks for Alabama. They've been handing the belt around tonight. That'll bring us to Aspen Tucker. She's following up Brooke Kelly, who had a 9.1. They'll look to drop that score if they can.
Full in. Great job by Aspen. Again, Missouri needs they need a big score.
Her season high at 9.875.
Very fun routine.
I love getting to see their personality.
It is, and I think that is what makes floor exercise so fun, is that you really get to show off who you really are. Beautiful double twist right into a layout step out. Very energetic floor music here. There we go. wouldn't want Beyonce in their floor routine?
Absolutely.
Last pass here. Double pike, great job. Coach Shannon should definitely be proud of all his athletes, but Aspen really delivered here. Second pass. Double twist right into a handspring, or layout step out. And last pass, double pike. A little messy in the legs, but overall, great routine for Aspen.
So we'll wait for her score, and that will bring us to the anchor of the Alabama beam lineup. It's Nikki Guerrero. They're looking to drop that 905. Guerrero winning the beam competition last week at LSU.
She is a very experienced competitor, but beam, she does a great job. She is always focused. Beautiful series here. Handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out. You do not see a whole lot of 3-element series, and she makes it look like anyone could do it.
She's following a 9-9 from Kiana Winston that tied Winston's season high.
Nikki is very aggressive on the balance beam. She does her skills with purpose. She's very confident. All she has left is this dismount. 1.5. Teeny tiny hop on that dismount, but great set. Again, something Alabama definitely needed after those first two falls. She is a gamer. Handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out. Almost runs out of beam.
She never takes a rep off in practice, and you can tell.
You can tell, and right here, round off 1.5. She trains like she competes, and I think that is exactly what makes her such a crucial aspect of this team.
Well, over on floor, Aspen Tucker tied her career high with a 9-9. That brings us to Kennedy Harris, who was so big last week against Arkansas to close it out.
And I think she can do it this week. Watching her in warm-up, she looked confident, she looked excited, and that is exactly what you want to see on floor.
Last week, a 9.925, her first event title of the season.
First pass, huge double pike. Kennedy has been their anchor for a few years now, so she is very familiar with this spot. Your teammates getting into the floor routine over there. And her second pass. Front layout, front full. All she's got is one final pass. Double top, great job. Coach Shannon Welker said she is a clutch performer. And I would have to agree with him on that.
Third season as a closer from Missouri, and you can tell she likes that role.
She does, and she does it so well. I think she likes the pressure.
Yeah.
Gonna take another look. Her first pass right here. Round off back handspring. Double pike. Gets that landing. Doesn't move. And here ending with a double tuck. Great job. She should definitely be happy with that performance.
Meanwhile, we do want to let you know over on beam, Nikki Guerrero had a 9.875 for Alabama. But this is a Missouri team who's taking a different approach to this season. Coach Welker talked to us about that they're looking to build rather than go all out at the beginning of the season.
They are, and I think that is a great option for them. It's a long season. I think from a viewer's perspective, you don't think it's that long, but as an athlete and when you're out there competing 12 weekends in a row, it's important to build each meet and just get a little bit better, a little more confidence, a little bit of experience under your belt.
So Kennedy Harris score a 9.825. As Missouri was able to finish strong on floor. Aspen Tucker, remember, with that 9.9, tying her career high. And we're joined now by Missouri head coach Shan Welker. And Coach, what was it like to have Aspen Tucker and Kennedy Harris with such big routines to anchor your floor group?
You know, I thought they finished strong. We had a little bit of adversity on floor, and you know, it happens sometimes, but it's important to be able to finish out the rotation strong. You know, those things can happen, and I was proud of them for not letting that distract them on some good performances there.
And Coach, leading up into beam, what did you tell your girls in that huddle right then?
Well, we just talked a little bit about, hey, let's use this as an opportunity to see how we can finish strong, even with a little bit of some challenges along the way. You know, when you get into postseason, really it doesn't matter what your score is, it's who comes out on top in those top two spots, especially as you're trying to qualify for NCAAs. And so that's what we're using it as, and I'm interested to see, and I think they're going to do a nice job with it.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Alabama on top of Missouri by 0.7 of a point. Coming up, we'll talk to Alabama head coach Dana Duckworth on the other side. Dana Duckworth, and Coach, how do you like how your beam group responded after some adversity early in the lineup?
Well, I think they ended strong. We definitely didn't expect that to happen. And so it's interesting. I read something this morning, and it was by John Maxwell, that said, you will be tested, you will fail, you will learn, you will grow, and you will retest. So we are being retested as we go to floor, and I just want them to put on a show and finish strong.
Coach, you know that floor exercise is one of your best events. I was watching them in warm-up, and they are powerful tumblers. What is one thing that you told your team?
I said, go do you, be big, be aggressive, put on a show. And if they do that, we'll be just fine.
Thanks, Coach.
Roll Tide.
Alabama will have the Princesses in the stands behind them as the Crimson Tide head to the floor for our final rotation. Abby Armbrecht coming off a career high on floor for Alabama. Meanwhile, for Missouri, Brittany Ward anchors them, an All-American on beam when we come back.
I feel glorious, glorious, got a chance to stop. I was born for this, it's too bad. I'm not moving again. I made it through the darkest part of the night. You never see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious.
Alabama leading by 0.7 of a point. Missouri is going to head to the beam. They're coming off a 49 in their last meet against Arkansas on the beam, and it will be Allison Bauer leading things off for the Tigers on beam.
Handspring layout step out there, you can tell she's definitely fighting to stay on that beam, which is something that is not the easiest thing to do.
Her season high is a 9.775 on beam.
Front toss right into a beat jump. Good connection right there. Missouri really just needs to focus on being clean. Being clean and being confident up on that balance beam. Beat jump right into a straddle 3/4. Gearing up for that dismount. Gainer full, great job.
Bauer Jr. out of Mesa, Arizona, was in the beam and floor lineup 11 times last season, and now Alabama will head to the floor. They had a couple of falls to start off their beam group and really looking to bounce back here.
And this is an event where they can do that. Yes, they may be great on beam, and they had a few hiccups here, but they're in front of their home crowd. They are here to perform, and they are here to get those big scores.
Ari Guerra will lead things off the first time this season on floor for her.
As we mentioned, Winter is normally their leadoff, but she is resting that minor injury this week. Double tuck. She did step out of bounds, a little too much power.
We mentioned the injuries she's battled. She's competing with 4 screws in her back.
That is very impressive. As I said before, back injuries in gymnastics do not necessarily go hand in hand. Here with her second pass. Double pike. Perfect amount of power there. Sees that landing, doesn't move. Again, having a lot of fun with this floor team. She's got one more pass. Round off 1.5, front layout. Great job. And again, she just had a little too much power on that first pass. I'm sure she will be upgrading later on. See this into a double tuck. A lot of height on that pass. And then here, her double pike.
You know she's excited, too, to get that first chance this season on floor.
And all it takes is that one chance to get out there and prove yourself. And she proved herself. She had a little too much energy. That's all right, no big deal.
Well, Aspen Tucker follows Allison Bauer, who had a 9.575 to lead off beam for Missouri.
And again, Aspen is competing in all 4 events. Unfortunate fall, but she can still finish this routine strong. Beat jump right into a layout step out. And beam, as I said, it's one of those events that either makes you or breaks you, and you really have to not just be physically, but mentally tough. Good beat jump right into that straddle 3/4. Gearing up for this dismount. Round off double twist. Good landing. But Missouri just doesn't look very confident in their beam routines. I know we've only seen 2, but they're a little hesitant on their skills. They're not as confident in themselves right here. Her hips are off. There's really no saving that. And then here with this dismount, round off double twist. Little shuffle of the feet, but
So we were expecting to see Shane Mahoney in this spot in the Alabama floor lineup, but Jenny Loeb will step in. As we mentioned, Shane Mahoney shaken up in warm-ups before the meet and was taken out of the lineup.
And it's important to have your teams back, and Jenny is doing just that. She had a great double tuck as a first pass.
She's following Ari Guerra's 9.75 to lead off for Alabama on floor.
And here you see Shea cheering on her teammate. Second pass. Again, Jenny is not used to being in the floor lineup. And I know we've been mentioning a lot about gaining that experience. Final pass here. One and a half front layout. Definitely a few things to go back in the gym and work on, but she's gaining that experience, and we're going to take another look at this second pass. Just kidding. But her double pike, she just tried to pull it around and ended up stepping out of bounds. So a few tenths in deduction there.
So big, though, for all these athletes such early on in the season to come out here and get that competition experience.
Absolutely.
So we see Tia Albritton step in. Aspen Tucker with a 9.125.
Beautiful for an aerial. It's back handspring.
She has been in this beam lineup in every meet of her career. A senior now for Missouri.
She is very experienced on the balance beam, and she is showing that by being confident in what she's doing. Full turn. Beautiful front toss into a split jump. And again, Shannon, when we talked to him earlier, they're not trying to be perfect. They're trying to build. And these are just the steps that you have to take in order to do that. Ending with her dismount here. Gainer full. Great job. Tia showing that, again, she is a seasoned veteran. She's been in the beam lineup. Here, her front pike toss. Very unique skill that she does very well. And here with her gainer full. Above the beam, sees the landing. Great job.
She's coming off a 9.8 against Arkansas. We will wait for her score, and that brings us to Maddie Desch.
And Maddie Desch has a beautiful floor routine. Watching her in warm up, her first pass, she sometimes does an Arabian double. And she did it tonight, great job. She was a little short on it last week. Definitely an improvement. Trying to get the crowd involved. Gearing up for that second pass. 1.5. Half. Split jump. Switch front. Very long second pass. Showing off her flexibility with those leaps. One final pass to end this great routine. Double tuck, Dixon. Wow, great routine for Maddie, great routine for the University of Alabama. Coach Dana should definitely be excited with that one. Take a look at this first pass. Round off, back handspring, Arabian double front. Beautiful job in this second pass. 1.5, half, split jump, punch front. The pass that never ends. She does it so well. And then ending with this double tuck. Sticks that landing, gets those heels together. Great job.
Such great energy in that routine.
And that's what totally helps, is getting that energy up and knowing she had fun with it. You could tell she was having fun. And here on beam, we have Morgan Porter back in the beam lineup. Again, mentioning she had a career-ending injury very early last season. And Shannon said that she's just really trying to get her confidence up, trying to get back in the swing of competing. She's been out for so long that she was a little rusty. She had a few nerves last week, but
it's her first time, as you said, on beam, and she wants so badly to get back to the all-around shape that she was in.
And it's the unfortunate process. Got to take those proper steps. And I think Shannon's been doing a great job with her taking those proper steps, easing her back in. And here she has her dismount. Round off 1.5. Little under-rotated, step backwards, but great routine for Morgan.
Maddie Desch on floor for Alabama, a new season high for her, 9-9.
Very well-deserved 9-9. Hoping to drop that 9.65. Here we have Abby Armbrecht, again, most improved. And watching her warm up, she is a tumbler and she loves to have fun.
Not only does she work hard on the floor, but she's going to graduate in 3 years. That'll be in May with a marketing degree.
Double kite, great job. Again, see her teammates getting involved with the floor routine. Abby has such beautiful artistry. Her floor routine really showcases her flexibility. Gearing up for the second pass. 1.5 front layout. Beautiful job. One final pass for her. Beautiful job, front 1.5 to a double stag jump. Very well done. She should be happy with that. You can tell Dana in the background, she's excited.
2 solid routines in a row for Alabama on floor.
And take another look at this very unique third pass here. Front handspring, 1.5 twist to a double stag jump. Alabama's really showing that even though they may have had a few hiccups on the balancing, they can come back with this floor exercise.
Brooke Kelly now on beam for Missouri after Morgan Porter, a 9.55.
Again, confidence on that balance beam, keep that rhythm up. Front aerial into a 1-arm back handspring. You really have to keep your mental focus going when the crowd is going.
Yeah, the crowd reacting to that score for Armbrecht, a 9.95 on floor.
Front full, sticks the landing. Great job for Brooke.
Abby Armbrecht coming up with a big floor routine. Maddie Desch with a 9.9, and then she follows it with a career-high 9.95.
And again, a well-deserved 9.95. And you can see Coach Dana giving her that dynamic diva belt. Definitely a very special belt to wear.
Her work ethic is certainly paying off for her career at Alabama. As Nikki Guerrero, probably my favorite floor routine, I'm going to say.
You talk about a fun floor routine. Here it is.
Attitude right here.
Double pike, great job.
Yesterday I was at Alabama practice and she was commentating all of her teammates' floor routines. I'd be interested to hear what she had to say about her own.
I am sure all good things.
Absolutely. She's so positive and encouraging for this team and dances the whole time, even when she's not doing floor.
Well, you can tell she is a performer. She loves to compete, and she does it so well. Second pass, 1.5, front full, beautiful job. The crowd is loving this. I mean, she is having her own little dance party out there. Having so much fun with this floor routine. Last pass here. Front 1.5. What a performance. Great job by Nikki. Take a look at this first pass. This is a huge double pike. Oh. Second pass. Then last pass, 1.5. A little low on her chest, but you can tell she is so experienced that she pops right up and you can't even tell.
Brittany Ward is going to anchor Missouri on beam. She's had the highest score for Missouri on beam this season, an All-American in this event.
And Brittany can do a lot of great things on this event if she trusts herself and trusts her skill. Back handspring, layout, step out. She truly is a beautiful beam worker. Switch right into her beat jump. Showing that she can be very cool, calm, and collected on this balance beam. Beautiful cat leap right into a side aerial. All she has left is this dismount. Round off 1.5, stuck that landing. There's a reason why she is an anchor for this balance beam. Very beautiful routine. Here we see her cat leap right into a side aerial. And then this dismount to top it off, round off, 1.5 twist. Does not move. She should be very, very happy with that beam routine.
So finally, we will see Kiana Winston on floor for Alabama to close things out.
And I have been waiting for this floor routine. This floor routine not only showcases her beautiful tumbling, but her artistry. Right here, double pike. Absolutely incredible.
It's no problem at all for her to get so high up in the air.
Not at all. I could definitely not get that high when I was competing. I'm sure my coaches wish I could have. But again, Kiana has such good composure on every event. Even when she's aggressive, she's very composed about it. And here with her second pass. Front layout, beautiful front full. Little hiccup there, but covers it. Here with her last pass. Double tuck. Great job by Kiana.
A fantastic rebound for Alabama on floor. Abby Armbrecht with a career high 9.95. She was flying high on the floor for the Crimson Tide. Back in Tuscaloosa in moments after a big meet for Alabama. Don't forget, gymnastics takes over the SEC network every Friday night. Next week, it's number 5 Florida and number 16 Auburn. That one takes place at Auburn Arena at 7 p.m. Eastern. And after that, it's 6th-ranked Kentucky, number 2 LSU at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. Friday Night Heights also streaming live on the ESPN app. Alabama is able to come back home and pick up their 2nd win of the season, this one over Missouri.
And this was a really big night for both teams. It was not their best meet ever, but there were a lot of highlights. Again, Abby Armbrett coming in clutch for that Alabama team. Brittany Ward on balance beam. Definitely some things that they can improve on, but overall, I think both teams should be happy with tonight.
Alabama improves to 2-2 on the season, 2-1 in SEC action. Next Friday Night Heights telecast, Florida and Auburn will battle next Friday on the SEC Network at 7 Eastern. Have a good night from Tuscaloosa.